let's talk first about the growth that you have seen, because you were in this space even before any of this happened in terms of the pandemic. How has the use case changed as a result of these health concerns that have popped up?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me today. Excited to talk to you guys. As you know, we just hit 100 million deliveries of the electronic package locker space. We're the largest in that space. We deploy our lockers into apartment buildings, office buildings, large retailers. We work with municipalities, all types of different areas. And so, we've seen a real shift in our business as the pandemic has hit. One thing is, right out of the gate, package volume increased pretty significantly, almost to our Christmas levels. So we'll always see a pretty good spike during the Christmas season. And right, in the March timeframe when the pandemic hit, everybody moved to online ordering. Everybody started working out of their house, and we saw that volume and obviously our locker utilization grow. We also saw our buy online, pick up in store business, where we deploy our lockers into large retailers. We saw significant growth there. And then we saw some of our market shift, for example, office buildings, which was a really booming market for us, and one where the lockers were starting to take off. People were deploying these lockers into office buildings to handle packages, intercompany mail, et cetera. But it shifted to things like municipalities. We work with DMVs and libraries and all types of new spaces that are looking for solutions for contactless ways to get their items into their consumers' hands.
And Arik, obviously there are Amazon lockers out there, but much more retailers than just Amazon. So when you think about growth here, I assume it would be concentrated in cities where populations are much more crowded. You would need something like this. It makes it a little bit easier. What's the selling point maybe on alleviating the stresses on delivery platforms out there to make it a bit easier to meet the surging e-commerce demand?
Yeah, so a lot of our deployments, about almost over 4,000 of our deployments are in large apartment buildings, and so you can imagine those apartment buildings. That, if you look back 4 or 5 years ago, they received 5, 10, 20 packages a day. Now they're receiving 50, 100, 200 packages a day, and so a lot of the demand for our product has come from those buildings who are looking for a solution to alleviate handling all those packages in the leasing office. So, things like Amazon lockers. Amazon lockers is a fantastic solution, but it's very Amazon focused. Our lockers are agnostic. So in an apartment building, it can handle packages from any carrier. We also deploy specific lockers for retailers. So take a Home Depot, for example, who has lockers in over 1,000 of their stores. Those are deployed for buy online, pick up in store. And so instead of a curbside solution or a package being shipped to your home, over 40% of packages that people are ordering online, they're actually picking up in the stores. And so then when they come into the stores to pick up those packages, they pick them up from a locker. It's a very quick, very contactless, very easy transaction that's been a real success for large retailers who are deploying these.
The retail play certainly. It's easy to see the growth on that front because you have, in fact, been able to ride that growth that we have seen in e-commerce. But you've also got partnerships in place with schools and libraries as well. How significant do you think that growth is going to be moving forward?
Yeah, that really wasn't an area that we were looking at or focusing on. And we had tremendous demand really post-pandemic or during the pandemic in these areas. Take a library, for example, where students and kids need to get books. People are reading a lot. They're at home, but you can't come into the library. So we started getting calls from libraries out of the blue, not even realizing there's opportunity, and it's become a major, major growth area for us. Same thing with municipalities and such as well. So, those are a really exciting growth area for us. And I think they're going to displace, in fact, even overcome some of the loss we saw on sort of the office side of things. So, people are demanding contactless delivery. And the lockers are a fantastic solution for that. They're incredibly efficient. They're incredibly streamlined activity. And even using our mobile app, you can pop open the locker so you don't even need to touch the screen to pick something up.
Yeah, one report that caught my eye from CNR Research showed an uptick in American consumers reporting packages being stolen within the last year. 36% seems high. A third of Americans saying that that's happened to them within the last year. How much of that is driving maybe some of the enthusiasm in the product you offer as well?
Yeah, so I mentioned a number earlier, which was buy online, pick up in store. And if there was recently Best Buy, Home Depot, Lowe's, a lot of the major retailers are saying almost 40% of what people are buying online, they're actually going to the store to pick it up. And so a lot of the demand for that, even if you look at the Amazon lockers, one of the major reasons for that is for inability for consumers to get packages securely delivered to their home. So with the pandemic, it's a little easier because people are actually at home. But even if you look at pre-pandemic and what's going to be post-pandemic, when people go back into the office, there are a lot of U.S. consumers. In fact, the numbers that I had seen is almost north of 40% of consumers don't have a secure way to get a package delivered to their home. And so lockers become that solution. Both public lockers like an Amazon locker, lockers that are in a store like a Home Depot or the UPS store, things like that are going to become alternative pickup points for packages. And that the package theft and an insecure way of getting packages delivered are fueling a lot of our growth and a lot of searching for alternative ways to get packages delivered.